So I'm so excited that you're here. So today we are talking about the 2 skills that will put the most money into your pocket. And what would that be? And I hope that you're relieved, and I'm pretty sure you're relieved that it's not technology. Technology is not one of them, because there is a way to orchestrate and put it together. So when I was doing network marketing the old school way, and I'm calling friends and family, and I'm like, I do not want to do it this way. I cannot talk to very many people. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't really have a lot of friends. And I just did not want to do it that way. And so when I came across the system of being able to, build something that people would come to me and ask me if they can join my team, I was like, yes, sign me up. I want in. And so I began, I actually paid, I think, $10,000 for this course. And it built up to that. First it was, it built up to about $10,000, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is a lot of money. And so I thought, I'm going to learn as quickly as possible. I paid the money, and I began to learn. And I began implementing all of these different things and creating a website and putting blogs on my website. And first of all, I am not a writer. And I'm like, I cannot write to save my life. I'm a science brain. Anyway, math brain, that I would very much prefer. And so I started putting all these pieces together, and I'm like, this is so hard. This is so much time. This is so much to learn, and all these pieces weren't communicating and they weren't connecting, and I was trying to figure out why, and I'm trying to put codes and stuff and widgets and I don't know what all together, and I'm like, this is not making sense. And it was taking a ton of time, and I'm thinking, what do I do? I couldn't teach somebody else this, because I can't figure it out myself. And so I began putting all these pieces together, and so then I found a better way, and I found an easier way that I could just, create it, and it's like click and drag, and then I can just share it with my downline with a click of a button. And I'm like, oh my goodness, now this is something I can do. And so, so you don't actually need to know how to do everything. You just need to know how to orchestrate, how to build it easily. And if I could share it with a click of a button and the whole thing is put into your account, that is, that's what I want. And so that's what I began to learn all of this and start putting it together. And I thought, then I can build it once and I can send it out and it'll work. And so I was super excited about that. And so I thought, okay, whatever is the shortcut, that's what I want. And so that's what I've been building. And so technology is not one of them. So what is one of them? The first one is traffic, which is getting people to see your product. Because if you don't, you could have the most amazing, incredible product in the world, but if nobody knows you have it, if nobody knows that it's there, they can't get it. So it's definitely traffic, getting people to see it. And it's also getting people to buy, right? So conversions, and so that's the first 2, of course, right? And so how do you do that? So once you have traffic, the problem is really a conversion or a conversion problem. Okay, sorry about that. What is it? What's a conversion? So a conversion. So if you have traffic already, it's a conversion issue. A conversion is, when they come to the first page, they're usually like, hey, I will give you this cool thing if you give me your email address. That's called the squeeze page. And then it proceeds to a landing page. And you give them your free thing, right? And much like you would have probably entered this course, or this mini course, right? And so conversion is actually a sale. And if you tell me that, oh, I can't sell. Well, you know what? I would have completely said that. I completely understand. And I completely agree with you. I don't sell because, no, I'm not a salesperson. If somebody asked me even advice for something, I rarely be like, hey, this is cool, unless I'm really passionate about it. And then I'm like, hey, did you see this movie? Which, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend movies, but maybe like an awesome makeup or, like something that I really like. Oh, you should try this, whatever. And that is actually kind of like being a salesperson, right? And so sale is actually persuasion, right? And so if you've ever recommended something to someone, if you are a parent, if you've ever, been in a relationship, you're closing the deal. So it's just, and so, you know what, I'm going to talk actually a little bit in the paid course. In the next section, I actually talk about selling without selling, which was a huge deal for me. So how do you get them to buy without selling? And so that is really, really, really awesome. And so if you say, okay, I don't want to be a salesman, because I've said that, I've had people tell me that, and I agree, I do not want to sell. And I hate recommending things. So how can I do things differently? So anyway, sales is just the transfer of beliefs from one person to another. And so if you believe something and you've created a relationship with somebody, they've been like, oh yeah, I want to try that too. This drink is so good, right? Like how do you sell? But there is a way that you can sell without selling. And so we'll actually talk a little bit about that in the video. But if you want to go more in depth, click the button below and get that other course, because it is really worth it. I try to put a lot of value into it. So like with your product, you can market your product, and you can, like, if you try it and you have belief in your product, it amplifies the sale. And it makes a big difference in your selling, is when you have belief in it and you can believe it. And so that's why I recommend, as soon as somebody joins my network marketing company, is get the product, use the product, and get your story and believe in your product. Because that's important. And if they won't buy it, the people underneath them won't buy it. So creating that belief around your product is very important. But you can actually sell without that belief. And you can, tell people about other people's beliefs of the products and other people's stories about the products as well. So when you're passionate about it, it helps the belief, it amplifies it, it blows it up. And so would you tell would you tell people about your product, even if you weren't paid for it? And then that's when you're like, okay, yeah, I'm passionate about it. It can amplify the sale. And so then you kind of create your own testimonial about it. So then you're the success story using it, right? And so real quick, we're going to actually talk about the who you are talking to, because that makes a big difference with yourself, right? Like traffic is actually really easy, and we'll go in depth later, more about traffic and getting people to see it. And it's actually conversions is the hard part. But if you can change who you're talking to, and if you can change and like who wants it, that will actually completely change how you talk about it and what you say. Because you know what, you talk to somebody differently, like somebody that's like a triathlete, like working out, you talk to them differently than you would somebody overweight, and you talk to them differently for somebody who wants to gain weight. So what is that like? So you have to actually narrow down who you're talking to and what kind of message you're going to say to them. And so it's actually called the message to market match. So if you know who you're talking to, and then you can get your message in front of the right people. And then And then it makes it so easy. But if they have already a predispositioned, like pre-existing want to consume what you are selling, that's even better. So if I was going to sell shoes, I would find someone who loved shoes and who bought shoes and who already buys shoes. You know, the girl with a couple pairs of shoes in their closet. I wouldn't be a very good candidate for that because I have 2 sets of shoes, a running shoes and a dress shoes, and maybe a pair of sandals. But yet, like if I was selling shoes, I would talk to the person who loves buying shoes and has those 20 pairs in their closet because they're the ones who are going to buy more shoes. So when you are selling your product, there's actually a lot of people already buying a similar product to what you're selling. So you would actually sell to those people, and they're the ones that are going to want to buy. You don't, like, if you're trying to sell to somebody who never wants it in the first place, then they're not going to want to buy. And it's going to be harder education convincing them to buy, as well as convincing them to like it, or convincing, you know, and so you will actually sell more and sell quicker if you're selling to someone who needs as little education and who are already buying what you have. And so then you're not selling, but you're already just getting them to try a new product of what they're already trying. And so it's so when you have your target market actually completely narrowed down, you know exactly who you're selling to, then you don't have to sell because it's easy. The hardest closes, the hardest sales to make is when they don't want it, but the easiest sell is when they already want what you have. And you know, like when somebody comes to like a dealership to buy a car, the easiest sell is when they're already wanting to buy that car, and you're like, hey, look at this car that they're already looking at, right? And then it's an easy sell. And one thing I do want to mention too is people actually buy from you. They buy from you, from the value that you give them. When somebody goes in, and the first thing, if they don't like that salesperson, they will not buy it. And so you are actually creating a relationship with them. You're creating you know, if they like you, it's so much easier to sell to that person. Like last video, we actually talked about people buy from those who they like, trust, and they know, right? So if you can create that relationship with somebody, they will buy from you. So how do you create that relationship? And you're creating an attractive character, right? You're solving their problems. You're creating that, you know, you're giving to them first, giving them the value, creating value into the relationship, and then that's why people will buy from you. And so when you get like really narrowed down to like, okay, well, who do I want to sell to? Like, what kind of age would they be? Would they be a mom? Would they be a dad? Would they be a single parent, like a parent, or, you know? And you really get like figured out exactly who you're targeting. Maybe they're in network marketing like you, because if you're wanting someone to come into your downline and you don't have to, and they're already in network marketing, how many network marketing companies have you been in? And then you say, hey, you don't have to convince them about liking network marketing because they already like it. They've already in network marketing. And so when you say, okay, well, I have this really awesome thing, please come and, you know, like if you can get it when you join my downline, because that's what I do with this, right? I create a relationship. I hope this doesn't feel weird, but I'm creating a relationship with you. I'm teaching something with you. I'm building a little bit of giving you value, solving your problems, and then I actually have this really, really cool offer for my downline, and so then, you know, we can actually talk about that. Actually, in the paid course, I actually talk about that. I have this really, really cool offer with my downline that I teach people how to market online. And then I actually ask people to apply and fill out an application to join my downline, because I don't want to just work with everybody or anybody. A lot of people are going to be harder to, a lot of more hand holding, a lot of more direction. But if some people, if they've already done a lot of this and they've tried to do this online, they won't be as much education to bring them in to the downline. So who do you want to work with? There was probably too much information for this course, but really, you know, like if you're selling water and you'd be like, okay, well, who's your target market? And you'd be like, well, everybody drinks water. That is completely the wrong answer. And that's what a lot of network marketing companies do, is they try to, with the scripts, they try to include everybody into the script. And if you try to include everybody, you end up selling to nobody. So you start thinking, okay, well, who exactly do I want to target and who do I want to talk to? And it might be the person trying to gain weight. It might be the person who is trying to lose weight, or you know, or the triathlete. But you're going to talk to each of those people differently. So who is that going to be? And one of the easiest things is to target somebody with your similar story, is because then you can relate to them. Then you can tell them your story and how you solved that problem with your product, and then it's easier to sell. So I hope you're getting value of this. I hope this makes sense, and I hope you can really understand this. But then they fall in love with an individual. Like, you fall in love with an individual, and you feel like they feel that you're talking directly to them and not like a whole group. And so when you start dialing in, because there's a lot of people in that exact group that want what you have, and so if you dial into exactly who you want to talk to, then you end up talking to a lot of people instead of just one or two, or none, because that's what your network marketing script often has. Is it's so generalized. You're talking to people about who wants the product. You're talking to people who want the business. And so the best thing to do is actually to have a message for each person. And then they completely can relate and be like, oh my goodness, they're in my head. They understand what I'm going through. They relate to me. So it's about like making your baits, because we had talked about baits in the last video, and it's making them specific for that person, the bait and the magnet, and it's talking to that person, and so then it's making that message personal. All right. So I don't want to offend anybody, and so I really hope that you're not offended by me talking about the network marketing business and how they talk about effort to everybody, and how I hope you can see that like within your network marketing script, and so you take the script, you see what's working, and you dial it in specifically to the person that you want to talk to, and so setting yourself apart, like how do you set yourself apart and from everybody else that is selling the exact same thing that you're selling, and so that's with your bait and creating new offers and new things. So we're actually going to be talking more about that tomorrow, and so I hope you join me on that video tomorrow, and it's about creating an offer, and the offer is not your product. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Because you'll be selling the product differently than the opportunity. So that is tomorrow. I actually had a girl that I had invited to my party, and then a couple months later, because she didn't come, then a couple months later, I found out that she joined the exact same party. So how do we make it so that she's going to want to join me or you and nobody else? And she'd be like, no, I need to go and join that person. So that's tomorrow. That's the next video, video number 3. So design who you want to work with, create the bait, the fish that you want to attract. If I want to catch trout, I'm going to put a bait, like the food that trout like, whether it's a maggot or, and then ask yourself, would I want to go on vacation with this person? Because there's all these incentive trips with network marketing. Would I want to go on a vacation with this person? Like, who is most likely to join your home-based business? It's someone in network marketing. And so do they already have the mindset that they would want, that you would want them to join network marketing, to join your team? It's people that already like this, like the multi-streams of income, they're already wanting the freedom and the money. They want more time, all of this stuff. You're going to sell as an opportunity. And then they want they're already thinking, okay, the calculated risk if this doesn't work. And so they're already predispositioned to already want network marketing. And so that's why you would say you target them. So anyway, they already have the experience, the expertise, they want to get things done, right? And so it's kind of who you want. And so they're like, I like to go for the people that are more busy. I am crazy busy, so I can completely relate to them. And I did hear once that busy people get things done. Even though they have like this huge list and they're really busy, they get things done. So I actually, I like going after people that are already in network marketing because they already are in one, right? They're not saying, is this a pyramid thing? How many times have you heard that? But I want people who can join me, who could join me, and not because they want to. Let me rephrase that. I don't want people that like really need my opportunity, that could, that should, but that they really want to, because when they really want to, that's when they're going to work. They're going to be the people that move mountains. That might be a little too strong, but they're going to work, and they're going to want to be successful, and they're going to and like they're the go-getters. And so anyway, tomorrow, we're going to talk about creating the magnet. And the biggest question that people ask, that people have to answer in order to join your downline. So what is that? And so join me tomorrow for the next video. And then today, so just a recap of what we went through. We went through the 2 money skills that puts most money in your pocket. So that's traffic and conversions. We talked about how to organize it. You don't need technology. You just need to know how to put it all together, or who to find the right people to put it together. They have to have a pre-existing desire of what they're already wanting, and then the message to the market match. So your message has to be relevant to who you're targeting. And so want versus need. So you're not going to all the people who need it, because they might not want it, and then they won't work at it. And so how are you going to find those people that want it, and how do you get those people that want it instead of need it? And so that is all for today. I will talk to you again tomorrow. You have an excellent, awesome day. I hope you found value in it. Please leave a comment. I am so excited to see you tomorrow. Bye.